Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Radlands, which is a 1v1 apocalypse skirmish game, I guess. Not really a skirmish game, but it's a fighting game. Let's see. This game is interesting. I like it. Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. Mm-hmm. I think it, out of all the types of like 1v1s, it does it whenever it's so built on randomness. I think it balances out the best. Mm-hmm. Which is weird to say because other games that you and I have played years ago, like Memoir 44, for example, which was the World War II skirmish game, mm-hmm. you shared a deck of cards. And I hate that game for that very reason, because it's like, man, I sure wish I got Airstrike, or I got cards that let me activate these units, but I'm not.
Gotcha.
And I don't like it for that reason. This game has that same problem. Like, both players share a deck. And for the most part, all the cards are unique. But I feel like this game balances out more. Mm-hmm. Because in both, in the games that you and I have played, you've won and I've won through both odds basically kind of being like, it felt like it was going for one person one way, and then it turned, and then the other person ended up winning. Mm-hmm. It's still frustrating, or I can see it being very frustrating when it's like, man, I wish I got the cards that let me refresh for free.
Yeah.
Or I wish I got the cards that let my raiders come out. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you have so many ways to draw cards that it kind of all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, I have to say, the mechanics I'm enjoying of this game that I enjoy best mm-hmm. is, like you said, it is balanced.
Yeah. But
it's interesting, and like the strategic element is like the second time we played, we picked our bases.
Yes.
And that essentially lets you build your engine mm-hmm. of, this is guaranteed what you can do, mostly sort of what you're able to protect.
Right.
It's like you can kind of identify, okay, he's probably going to target this, mm-hmm. and this will work with this, mm-hmm. and that's what you get to work with most of the game.
Yeah.
And then the cards are your random nonsense, mm-hmm. but they definitely help mitigate that with just how easily they are to mill.
Yeah.
Their junking ability. So it's like, it's hard to get cards, but mm-hmm. it's really easy to get rid of them and gain an immediate benefit.
Yeah.
Chucking your raiders out, immediate damage, mm-hmm. Drawing cards even. So then it's like, keep going until I get what I need. So it's like, if you're top deck and you're not completely fucked, but I mean, it still sucks. It's still not an optimal situation, but there are ways so it doesn't feel as shitty.
Right. And I completely agree. And I didn't even think of it that way, as your camps are your engine. That's your ability. Mm-hmm. That's like if we were playing Summoner Wars or BattleCon, this is your character, essentially. And as you get weaker, because you're going to have, what your opponent might deem as your more powerful camp, like obviously your parachute thing was your mm-hmm. biggest one. I'm sure that's the first one you picked. Mm-hmm. And my Omen Clock was the first one I picked, and then you kind of build an energy around that. And then you went for my bonfire first, mm-hmm. which was surprising, because it's like, that one immediately sounds great. Mm-hmm. It's just like,
immediate refresh.
And I picked the bonfire because the last time we played, I was having a hard time getting stuff that lets me refresh. So if I had a bunch of people damaged and my base is damaged, I could have been like, oh, I'm going to damage my bonfire and ready everything again. Or refresh everything. So that is very unique. I like that a lot. Funny enough, if you remember Volfirion, you had mm-hmm. camps, or you had castles, or whatever. And you had to protect those as well, but they didn't really do anything. And so this is already immediately superior, because this entire camp deck is 100% unique.
Yeah.
Every single card is different.
And that helps a lot.
Yes, it does. I would hate if there were, like, oh, you also picked the railgun, Mm-hmm. So whenever you're playing, and it's only a 1v1 game, you get to draw 6, and pick your 3, and then be like, okay, let's see how this works. To be honest, you definitely had the bigger engine with your cards, whereas I just had annoying
But
dick
your
moves.
shit went off in clutch these situations.
Right.
Because, like, their events are very powerful.
Yes.
And being able to crank that shit up is nice. And then I forget about your fucking octagon.
Yeah.
So I had, like, one really powerful character, and you're like, no.
Yeah, I'll just kill this punk.
throw him.
I'm just gonna kill that punk to just get him out, and then it's like, because I remember you were like, that's annoying, and I'm like, I can see a lot of people not liking this game for that very reason. But it's a double-edged sword, because I do like the fact, because I don't know if it came up in our very first game, but that damaged camps still get to use their abilities.
Yeah, I don't think we ran it that way in the
No.
first game. And then we learned about the punk thing, where they die immediately.
Yes.
So that's a few things that we are learning as we go.
Right, but I like that. Otherwise, since it's so easy, I mean, because everything, like I said, you can top deck, but everything kind of has a counter to it. It's very easy to damage a camp, but it's also very easy to bring it back. It's very easy to kind of just bring out a punk to protect it. And then the only thing that you can't do is obviously bring back a damaged or a destroyed camp. That would just be annoying. To be like, oh, lucky me! Boom!
Yeah. Full heal!
Yeah, full heal and it's back. And then if there was something like that in this game, it would completely make it unbalanced. You would be like milling.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Well, of course, it probably cost like 3 water or some
Even
shit.
yeah, even then, the stuff that cost a lot of water, like, have ways to be to be mitigated. I had a 4 water card guy, and he cost 1, and you just destroy 1 camp,
Nice.
and it
What's
is
that one? Nasty.
destroy 1
Vulgar
camp.
Stang. Just destroy any camp
Yep.
for 1 water.
And I had him in my hand, but the problem was I had bombardment in my hand at the same time, and I'm like, well, I don't have an engine to protect. Like, this guy would be perfect with your parachute.
if I get 5 water.
4.
Well, I mean, I would need 5 water.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I have to
You
pay
had a
both.
shit ton of water generation. You have him, and then whatever this guy that just, you junk him, get a water
Yep,
silo.
that's true.
And then he comes out just to destroy 1 camp. But I didn't have a use for him for that. So every card, my favorite thing about the game is the combos. Like the every camp, or really maybe not every camp, but every camp energy will utilize cards differently. Like, I didn't have a use for him. I could have paid for him, but I was like, well, bombardment is going to be my thing because my events are what I'm going for. But I was like, I can pay for him, but he's just going to come out and you're going to snipe him, and then immediately he becomes useless. I don't have a way to refresh him. And even if I did, that's just 1 more turn, because when they're ready, their abilities can't be used. So it's like, I mean, yeah, he's very, very powerful, but you have to have ways to utilize him almost immediately, and that's rough.
Yeah.
Even the cards that are, like, give everyone an ability, Wounded Soldier, when this card enters play, draw a card, then damage, or all your people, including this card, enter play ready, which is another big cost person, Carly Blaze. And that could be huge, but you just have to, if they get damaged.
Yeah, it's like you want the high value, like, to keep, because, like, characters do not last in this game.
No, they don't.
I mean, the first game was more apparent, but we just kept getting board wipe, because I was, like, hitting the ground hard with a bunch of troops, and you're like, board wipe. You board wiped me twice, I think.
Famine, like, I brought everyone to your hand, then you brought them all out. I'm like, I'm killing them all, because I had no one. And we were talking about how hard it is to get cards, and I like the fact that you don't have to, you get a card at the beginning of your turn, but you can also utilize water. And so if you have a lot of water energy, then top decking isn't really, not really top decking at that point, because you just spend a lot of it to draw a lot of cards. But you can make that same argument in Magic the Gathering. If you're top decking, you're not doing well. The hard and fast rule of Magic that I was always taught, that at the first time hearing it, I was like, that's not true. But as I kept playing, I was like, no, it is. If you're drawing, someone told me, if you're drawing, you're winning. Because in Magic, obviously you have engines in your deck, so if you're drawing your cards, you're going to get your engine. And it feels the same way here. If you're able to draw cards, chances are you're going to get a good combo. The other thing that I thought was very interesting is, even though I felt like, okay, my Raiders and my follow-up with the Bombardment and my Omen Clock, that's a good combo, and I feel like I have this in the bag. But at the same time, I was like, I never knew for certain. Which in some games, head-to-head, it's just like, yeah, it's over. Like, I was so always like, man, he's gonna. What do I damage? His raiders are gonna go off. Do I damage the Omen Clock? What if he uses what if he has another sniper that he brings out, and then he blows it up, and then I have to wait the entire turn. So I was still always kind of stressed, which I like. Is there anything that you don't like about the game?
That I do like? Well,
Because we've played quite a few head-to-head games. BattleCon is our biggest one.
I mean, I like this one. It's lighthearted enough.
The artwork is
I like the
gorgeous.
combination. Yeah, it's very. Yeah, I love that look. I love the limited crafting that you get at the beginning. So it's like you feel invested in like what you can do, but it's not like so much that you're like hurt
when you lose. Yeah,
but it's like, and then we all get the same characters, so we all have the same source to draw from. So we'll have like a similar back and forth, but the main difference being our engines. So I really enjoy the game. Yeah, I would play this one all the time.
And it's about 30 minutes too. And I mean, you play this a lot, it's going to cut down the time, but I feel like you would still be as invested. You would just be able to probably synergize. You would know what's in the deck to kind of be like, oh, I know that one's in there. I knew Bombardment was in there, but I was like, he's drawing a lot. I really want Bombardment because I had the Omen Clock. But whenever I drew it, I was like, it's a 3? Oh no, I forgot it takes forever to get there. So it cuts down the time. What is weird about the game, and whenever you're learning the rules, it comes off, whenever it mentions columns, there's a lot of games that have columns, and you attack in those columns.
Right.
Android Netrunner is one of them, which I've only played once, but there's columns.
There was like a BattleCon game that did it too. I don't know if it was columns, but they're like lined up characters essentially.
Oh,
like
that was that was Cell Swords. That was just like, you had, like, I think it was a 5v5 and you just flipped. Was it the one where you flipped people over and they were blue and red? Is that what you're thinking of? Okay.
It's been a while. We only played it once. And I'm huge fans.
It might have been Cell Swords. That's the only BattleCon game I can think of. But I know there's a Warhammer game that has to deal with columns and you attack down those columns. That is not this game. Columns only matter for specific abilities because, for example, I actually just happened to come across one which made me think of it. Like, for example, Oasis. If you have no people in this column, your people cost 1 less to play in this column.
Right.
So it does mention that, but it's very odd, because whenever we were first learning the game, we were like, oh, so damage, you just damage whatever? Like, do you just injure whatever, or does it have to be, okay, I played a person here, I'm injuring here, do I only injure people in that column? And I'm glad it's not like that. That would be pretty annoying. Because you would just constantly be like, oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna put a punk here, so always protect. But damage is nice because you can only damage unprotected things. So you spawning the board with punks, like all the way up here, it's just like, oh, okay, well shit, my free damage ones, I can't hit your camps now.
Right.
Yeah, it's so odd because whenever I learned, when I was setting this up with that deck, the one deck, I was like, that's a shame. Like, that's real. I know that's going to piss me off because it's going to be super annoying. I can't get card draws. You're getting them all. Or you're getting the Raiders, like, effects. You're getting the water. But...
there's enough of all those effects.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel that terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's draw, heal, wound, water.
That's really it. Well, there are actually quite a few. Yeah. Destroy, damage, injure, restore, draw, water.
And then, like, the really good ones give you punks. Like,
yes.
the elite characters.
Gain punks and then raid. But what's also nice is the raiders. Like, in the first game we played, I was bringing him out a lot. And then you weren't quite as much. And I was like, oh, man, is that like the key? Is this the meta to bring your raiders out? It does say in the rulebook strategy tip, your raiders are your core damage dealers. But what's nice about that is, one, it's a 2. I like the fact that a junk lets you advance it, so you can quickly damage. But if you can't, then it's going to take a couple turns to go off. But your opponent gets to choose, which is nice. Instead of you being like, oh, that's your best one, gonna choose that one.
Right. It's already damaged and it's nuked.
And now it's destroyed. But nope, you can be like, okay, well, that's damaged. These aren't, so I'll just try and damage that. It's balanced. I mean,
Yeah.
like, hats off to them because I would not think it would be. Once again, gotta reiterate, absolutely love the art. Love how the fact that almost every card is unique. Like, there are very few multi-cards in this entire deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and sometimes you might bring them out, or other times you might use them for their junk. So, really cool combos. This is exactly what I want in a card game, is combo play. What I think they could do, though, so funny enough, this is actually the same company that did Dice Throne.
Oh, okay.
And Josh and I are doing the tournament for that, and then you and I have played it, I think, once or twice, a couple times. They've also done other 2-player games, so they're solid in their game design. I would love for this to be supported. I think an expansion for it would be really cool, because if you play it a lot with only one deck, you're going to be like, yeah, we've seen those cards. The completely unique camps are really what give this game some legs.
Yeah. I feel like you could monkey around with this quite a bit. New cards, new camps. Like a mod to like either add more characters or just do like a team-based thing or something around the board, kind of.
Yeah.
A little interesting.
Yeah, I think what would be really
might
neat...
overcomplicate. I'm not a game designer. But.
Well, neither am I, but you and I have played enough
neat.
video. But yeah, the only thing I think that they could enhance it, which could be neat, is unique water silos and unique raider abilities.
True.
Because personal player powers are always neat. Like we said, the camps are definitely where your engine comes from, and that's your character. But it would be nice if you had like a clan. Like you were a raider group that had a special ability, and you choose that. You get like a stack of as many camps there are. You have more camps. I think just more of it. And I always say that about games I like because I always just want more and be like, oh man, let's play like even modular. Like you don't have to include, but they'd be like, hey, let's try the unique water silos. Let's try the unique raiders. I don't think you need to do anything with like water.
Yeah, the water mechanics are pretty solid.
Yeah. Very clean. Very simple game to learn, too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised. It is a winner. Good on them. And Daniel Peachnick, the designer. Good job. And thank you for making a fucking box that actually houses everything. Like, God. Too many games come out where it's like, hey, here's the player mats and no way to store them. So... what's also pretty neat is the art inside the box. If you could see it, I don't know why this is here. It almost feels like it can come out, but it can't.
But it's neat.
You could, if you look, but because it's like, it's like art all the way down, and you just can't see it. I don't get it, but yeah. So, you got anything else?
No, a fun game.
Awesome. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, man, I almost want to give it a 9.
9, awesome.
Good time with it.
Yeah, I think I am also going to give it a 9. I really like the fact that I can still see it being slightly annoying if you're just like, man, I just need to stay in this game. I need to get, I need that one symbol, and I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
But... at the same time, like the first time we played it, and I was like, I just need one to refresh, even though I was still pretty sure I was going to lose, I could have easily targeted the card that allowed you to damage an unprotected camp. And I didn't. So, which I don't even remember which one that was. It was the one that...
The cannon? Or no, the pyramid?
No, what was it, your armory? Is that what it was called?
With this one?
No, the one that you won last time we played. With the 2 abilities on it. I can't even find it now. But it, I could have destroyed it. Here it is. Your victory totem.
Oh,
funny enough, you won by using the victory totem.
Victory totem.
Yeah, cost 2 to advance your raiders. That's what it was. It's like I could have gone after that because I knew how advancing raiders worked. But it is what it is. So yeah, I am going to give it a 9. Gets an extra point because you share a deck and it feels balanced, whereas Memoir 44 and other games of that type, I feel, are not. So yeah, that's our thoughts on Radlands. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.